Hi, I wanted to make a quick video talking about something I've learned this week. A hard but a good lesson to learn right now. Also, don't mind my voice, it's too early, it's super grating. Anyways, sometimes you have to learn a lesson a few times before you truly internalize it, and even then you might have to learn it like 10 more times to just solidify it. Anyways, so at the start of the month, September, I received a commission request from a former relative. She wanted to create a children's book with music and was curious if I could draw in the style she wanted. We talked on the phone and I kind of boasted my abilities a bit, but after that I got the art gig. The plan was to make sure I wasn't overselling myself and that I could actually make one of these illustrations as requested. Day 1, it went well. I sketched out some thumbnails and brought them back for feedback. Day 2, jumped into CSP without knowing how to use the program. On the side, I was working on this study, so I wasn't completely using this commission as a jumping off point for learning. For the illustration, I made a digital sketch from the traditional thumbnail. Day 3, color and render. Things had started out good, and at this point, I had received feedback from M to lessen exaggeration on certain proportions. By the end of this day, though, I was getting a little bit frustrated with rendering. After day 3, the weekend was happening, and I decided to take a break and take a look at it on Monday with fresh eyes. On Monday/day 4, I opened the program, and I just couldn't figure out why I was having issues with this particular piece. I told M that I might take longer than I had previously thought. Day 5/the last day. At this time, I felt like I had tried a million things to make the faces of this illustration look realistic, but I kept falling short. Everything I tried to do kept failing, and slowly but surely this piece was driving me insane. M asked for personal feedback from me after I gave my update, and I opened up about how this style was becoming a struggle for me and how I didn't think I'd be able to finish the work the way that she needed it to be. So she gave me a couple options, and I decided to quit the project. So there were a few things I learned from this experience. 1, I absolutely oversold how well I could do realism. It's not completely out of my wheelhouse, but I still need to use specific references. My visual library doesn't have enough for me to draw from realism just yet. That's something I need to work on more as I continue to do art. But otherwise, be realistic about how well you can do realism. And by you, I mean me. Number 2, I forgot that I completely discarded the digital painting pipeline. Big shapes, then little. I ended up doing a thumbnail study with lighting, but with where I was in this illustration, it was too late. I also did a study of baby faces. Luckily, the time I did that one wasn't too late. I can't stress enough. Big shapes, then smaller. Lastly, let yourself fail. For a while, I was scared that if this commission project ended up failing, I would have to abandon art entirely. But before this, I've been afraid of art pieces turning out bad, so I turned to social media platforms to quote-unquote learn methods of problem solving. I let sketchbooks collect dust and lose my imagination and creativity, allowing my brain to grow rotten out of fear. I want to talk about those last things a little bit more in depth at another time, but really what I want to leave this video with is it is okay to fail. It is okay to fail. I've abandoned a lot of art projects out of frustration or fear, including this one. But every time you fail, you also learn something valuable. For an illustration of children you abandon, you discover that you haven't ever drawn kids before. So that leads you to doing a study of drawing yourself from when you were a baby. Then that can lead you to attempting to draw, a fairy with more of a childish look. And then that fails. And then you problem solve again. That's just the dynamic of failure and success. Failure and success are two sides of the same coin. They lead you down a nonlinear path of knowledge, growth, and opportunity, as opposed to do versus don't, which can lead you down a path, or you can choose complacency, inactivity, perfectionism, choosing not to draw. So maybe failure isn't so bad. Choose to draw, kids. I realized after finishing reading my script, I didn't actually write an ending. Not an uplifting one anyways, but fail, then try again. Okay, I'm done.